as a woman who wears makeup, I like to look my best self. And for me, that's glowing. If I'm radiant, I feel good. I feel better. I know that I'm healthy. And that's what OMGLO provides. It provides that little boost of like, oh man, my skin is looking just so effervescent right now. And that just does something to your spirit.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Joelle Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives, just like you, on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to success and longevity in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty, Joelle Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here. I hope that you are listening to this episode in good health, high spirits, despite everything that's going on in the world today. I'm so happy that you chose to tune into this episode to, change gears a little bit and give yourself a break from all of the madness that is going on in the world today. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to remind you to sign up and join our Facebook community. Our Friends in Beauty Facebook community is growing, and I would love to have you there if you are a friend in beauty. Just a place for us to hang out, virtually network, and share resources with one another during this time and going forward. Also, make sure you're following Friends in Beauty on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty so you can stay connected and see what we're up to. Now, today on the Friends in Beauty podcast, we welcome Joelle Phillips, professional makeup artist and creator of OMGLO Cosmetics. With an original love for photography, Joelle's curiosity in makeup artistry began to blossom on set of photoshoots as she studied the makeup artist's techniques in order to strengthen her skills as a photographer. After attending the Art Institute of Washington and returning home to Philly, Joelle found difficulty with finding consistent work as a photographer, and she soon found herself doing makeup just for fun, and as her skill set grew, so did her passion for being a makeup artist. When sharing an innocent beauty hack in a Facebook group, Joelle was encouraged by her peers to create a DIY tutorial that, to her surprise, went viral on social media and in turn birthed OMGLO Cosmetics. Since then, OMGLO Cosmetics has been featured in Beyonce's Spirit and Bigger videos, has reached 100K in sales within its first year in business, and remains a staple in the kits of many of your favorite makeup artists. In this episode, Joelle shares the story behind how she transitioned from photography to makeup artistry, how she developed OMGLO Cosmetics, and how she balances her artistry and growing her business. Joelle also talks about the different challenges she faced launching OMGLO and gives us details on her 6-week product development course, Concept to Creation, that will assist you in avoiding some of the setbacks she experienced. At the time of this interview, the course was about to launch, so Joelle was gracious enough to offer the Friends in Beauty community a special discount on the upcoming session in September 2020. Make sure you check out the show notes for details on that. And without further ado, let's jump into this episode and this interview with Joelle Phillips. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Joelle.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. As you know, OMGLO is like one of my favorite things in my kit. And when I was writing out like a list of who I would potentially want to have on the podcast, of course, you were one of the top people I have to have on the podcast because you're amazing. Your brand is amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to learn more about you, OMGLO, and like what you have planned for the future and everything.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But before we jump into the interview, I want to do some icebreakers
Fun.
for, our friends in beauty to get to know you a little bit more outside of like the beauty world.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So first one is give us 3 random facts about you.
Okay. Random facts. I am one of 13. I am the baby. I come from a very big family. We're all scattered. Another random fact. Oh, this is, I don't know. I'm from Philly originally. So I don't know if everyone knows that about me. It's like born and bred, still live there. And I started off as a photographer. I actually have my degree in fine art photography. A few people don't know that either about me.
Right. And growing up with all of those siblings, how is that? And you're the baby?
I'm the baby. Like we've all like reconnected over the last decade. So it's always a party. I'm kind of sad COVID messed up family events. We're supposed to get together for the 4th of July and, everybody brings their children. My sister's pregnant. And I'm like, they're in Georgia. So it's like, I'm excited. Another blessing coming into my very obnoxiously large family, but I can't see my sister.
Girl, I'm right there with you. I think I have that I know of total. I have about, I think 12 siblings and I have like 35 or 36 nieces and nephews.
Yeah, it's about there for me.
And they're still coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have any kids, so.
Me neither.
So, yeah, doggy. Yes. Okay, next one. Outside of the beauty world, what does everybody tell you you're good at?
Teaching. I get told I'm a very good teacher, and it doesn't even matter what it is. Since we've been on lockdown, I've really been diving into design, and my favorite app, well, one of them is Canva.
I love Canva.
It's such an amazing application. I think it's because I was an artsy kid, and I don't know, I'm telling my age, Kid Pics. Who remembers Kid Pics?
I remember that.
I would spend hours on that app, like making pictures and just designing things on my little PC when I was like 8, and coming back to being a full adult and experiencing this new technology in Canva, I get to like flex my design knowledge a little bit. I'm not a graphic designer by anybody's stretch, but I'm learning how to use this app, and I love teaching people what I've learned.
Yeah. So. Okay, next one. What qualities do you admire about yourself?
That I can have fun. Even when things get incredibly overwhelming for me, I can find a way to at least find a little bit of fun in whatever I'm doing. And that's what helps me keep going.
That's a good gift.
It is.
Because a lot of
people take it for granted sometimes. I take it for granted.
Yes. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
Ooh, best compliment I've ever received. Oh, I swear every time I get a beautiful comment referencing my product, it's like the best compliment. It's the best compliment when someone says, "Oh my God, I love your product because I feel like myself. I don't feel weighed down by beauty products. I feel like my most beautiful self." That's the best compliment.
Nice. And last icebreaker.
Okay.
If you weren't a makeup artist or this brand creator, what would you want to be?
What would I want to be? Oh, I probably want to be a consultant. I would really love to like be the voice of the ignored when it comes to certain products in the industry, not just like making makeup or being a makeup artist. I would really love to work with other brands in the beauty industry, not just with cosmetics or makeup, but like with hair products and accessories. I really feel like still brands aren't listening to us. And I would really love to like be in a room and actually like say, hey, so Black women aren't orange, right? You know that you can bring in some yellow tones and some golden undertones. Like I've never met an orange Black person, never met one.
Never, me either. That's very interesting. Yeah, I'll be dying, like especially with like the lighter shades. I'm like, where is the yellow?
Why? Like,
why is it so orange?
Why are we orange? I've point out a Black person that has orange hues, like one.
Nice. So a consultant.
Yeah.
You need it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. Definitely learned some. I did know the photography thing though. I remember that about you. That's really cool. Because I always tell people I wasn't like a professional photographer, but I was always that person in the family that had a camera.
Right.
Always bring it to the parties. And I just became like the designated photographer. And then I took like a photography course in college and in high school, actually. So I always tell people I'm surprised I didn't do photography first and then transition into makeup. But now I'm interested in photography again. So I might, you know,
Yeah.
maybe like a little baby Vanessa Myricks.
Right? Vanessa, man. Ah, I feel so seen with Vanessa.
Yes, yes. So let's jump into it. Tell me about, like, what are your earliest memories of makeup, and how did that interest blossom into you seeking a career like in photography and beauty?
I've been playing with makeup all my life. There is a picture of me, I want to say I was 5, and my mother gave me the Tinkerbell. Again, I'm telling my age. Tinkerbell makeup kits, which, like, in hindsight was probably like that was the best she could do, because Tinkerbell was not for us, was not for Black children at all. But I always enjoyed putting on that like blue eyeshadow on my eyes, or like there was another picture of me getting caught in my mother's red lipstick.
Yeah.
Like, I always loved makeup, but I really feel like I dove into it more in high school because bookworm. I read Kevin Aquan's books. I loved Bobby Brown's books. I always had like this fascination with makeup. But I also did that weird thing in watching 90s sitcoms. I would like analyze Black makeup, because 90s makeup was iconic for Black women, but it was also awful. It was also, we had moments where I'm like, okay, why are we ashy?
I do look at the old movies sometimes, especially one that I really, really looked at one time was Vampire in Brooklyn with the Bassett. And she, as beautiful as she is, she looked ashy, girl.
Cakey. And you can't help but notice it. And I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a horrible movie, but I love it. But yeah, her makeup, how are you going to Angela like that? But then you also have movies where it's like Waiting to Exhale. Beautiful Black cast. That makeup, I can't remember who did makeup for that movie, but didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. But then you have like your instance. I looked at Martin, like the first seasons of Martin. I'm like, all right now. All right. Who was touching Tisha? Like who was responsible for this? Because there were sometimes like lip line she'd be wearing a bright red lipstick and it'd be crooked.
Wow.
But yeah, I got really into it in high school, but I didn't really pursue it until my last few years of college, because I was a photography major and I specialized in fashion and beauty work. And I just remember, at the time I was in DC. This is my connection to DC because that's where I went to school. I was surrounded by amazing makeup artists and hairstylists and creative directors. Like I worked with Renny Vasquez a few times, Monet Everett. Like, they're huge now. Kat Aragon. I learned so much from watching them do makeup. Because if I could understand how they were doing makeup, I could do my job better. So there were times where I would set up the lights early just so I can sit in the makeup room and watch what they were doing.
I love that. Yeah. I did work with Monet recently. She mentioned you, and I didn't know that you all had that connection.
I've known Monet for 10 years.
Nice.
We used to live on the same road in Arlington. We did a lot of things together over the years.
Nice. Where did you go to school?
Art Institute.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Art Institute. They bang out a lot of amazing photographers.
Yes. I went to school with Yulia. I went to school with Yulia. She actually takes. She's one of the head photographers at Vogue. She's worked with Vogue Italia, Elle, Harper's Bazaar.
Nice. Yeah, that was how I got a lot of my first portfolio images. I used to work with a girl who was attending the Art Institute at the time for photography, but she used to do more so of like food photography. Hooked me up with a lot of like either her teachers at the Art Institute or students that were under that teacher that were bomb, and I got some amazing pictures.
Yep.
That's really cool. So how did you say I wanted to be a makeup artist now? Like, when did that happen?
When I moved back to Philly, I wasn't able to work as much in Philly as a photographer as I was in DC, because I worked all the time as a photographer in DC. But when I moved back here in Philly, no one couldn't get any work, but I'd already known how to do makeup. So I was doing stock photos for a fashion brand, a startup fashion brand. And I think the makeup artist couldn't come. And the owner noticed that I could do makeup. So she asked me like, hey, can you fill in? So I would do it every once in a while. It wasn't a big thing. And they're like, oh, you're actually really good. So I would trade off, do makeup and photography sometimes, you know, back and forth. And one day the creative director called me for another assignment. But instead of doing the photos, it was for a fashion show. I hate events, but you know,
yeah,
needed a gig. He was like, no, it's actually for makeup. We want you to do makeup for this fashion show. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's for Milano. I don't know if you know Milano de la Rouge. She just had a baby a couple of days ago.
I think I know who you're talking about. I had to see your face though.
Yeah, Milano. She has like her urban style fashion line. She's Meek Mill's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was for her first fashion show, I want to say, and I was told it was going to be a couple makeup artists there. So it's like, okay, I was the only one there.
That's that trick bag. That be happening so often.
Because I was like, I just do makeup for fun. I'll just whatever. It's something to do. I was the only makeup artist, and I had to do all of those models by myself.
Definitely been there before.
Ooh, was I mad and tired. But when everybody walked out and the photos were coming in and everybody looked great, I was like, wow, this is cool. The makeup artist for Milano, because it was her show, she showed up to do her makeup and we befriended each other. She asked me like what my rates were. She asked me, you know, how I, you know, how long I've been doing makeup. I'm like, oh, I just do this for fun. This is not a big deal. I don't do makeup professionally. And she yelled at me. She was like, are you absolutely insane? You were too good. You didn't get paid to do all of the work you just did. She told me all the things that I needed to do, all of this stuff. And that following week was the makeup show in New York. And I got together all the money I could get and I bought as much stuff to start a kit. And that is how I started my career as a makeup artist.
Nice. And what year was this?
This was 2015, 2014, something like that.
Nice. I love it. So how did OMGLO come about?
Okay, that one.
What is about that?
That happened the top of the year. It was January 2017. Actually, let me just go back a little bit further. The fall of 2016, Tiana Robinson, she had just started her Makeup Mogul group. And it was the collective at the time. Just started it. I think there was like maybe 150 of us in that group. We've done some classes together, met. It was just, you know, a fun little group to be a part of. She posted she asked everybody to share a beauty hack. And I'd only been doing makeup at that time, maybe a little over a year. So I didn't really have any beauty hacks. I didn't, you know, I'm like, I don't know. So the same friend who told me to become a makeup artist at that fashion show showed me how to take MAC Fix Plus and mix it with pigment. And I had been doing that with different kinds of pigments for about 6 months prior. I bought like 4 or 5 bottles of Fix Plus and I took all these pigments that I liked for brown skin and made a bunch of different ones to fit my clientele, because predominantly women of color, because highlighters for our skin looked ashy. It just, or you only get that one isolated area of glow on the cheekbone. And I'm like, no, all over. We glow from within. We need that. It enhances us, because that melanin. So I showed a picture. I just lined up all the bottles up and I took a picture and I put it in the group, left, figured, well, whatever. And everybody in the group like compiled in the comments under that one post.
Like, what is that?
Oh my God, what is this? This is genius. And I was like, I thought all y'all did this. Like, I didn't think I really at the time did not think it was anything special. Tiana emailed me And she said, you have to show a video of how you made this. Post a video. And I'm like, for what?
I remember this too. I'm like, as you're saying this, I remember a lot of this.
Right. This was like November 2016, something like that. I'm like, girl, why? Completely ignored her. Christmas comes by, New Year happens, and I get this urge to get out of my bed and record a video. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna make this video. And I got up, got all my stuff together, set up my camera, my ring light, everything, and I sat on the floor in my mother's living room and I made this video. I edited it, I uploaded it, and I went to sleep. And then when I got up that afternoon, because this took all night, I think I went to bed at like 8 a.m. that morning. My God. It was rough. And I got up, it was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening the following day. Uh-huh. And the post, because I put it on Instagram, had gone viral. I woke up and there was like 10,000 views, 250 comments. I'm like, what just happened?
Right.
What just happened? I'm on the Explore page. Blogs are reposting me. I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. So I'm like, I guess I'm viral now. Yay. Tiana emails me again. She goes, you have to sell this. Make this a product and sell it. Now, I had already had requests to make it.
Yeah.
Like, people were asking, like, hey, girl, I'll just buy stuff at Mac and send it to you. Can you just make this for me and then send it back? I'm like, what? Look at the video.
Right, do it yourself.
It's a D.I.Y. So, this is so funny. Jana told me to make the product and to figure it out. And from January 2017, March 2017, I worked on building OMGLO, which is what we have today. I started out with 5 glow shades, and now I have 9 in 2 different sizes. We now have eyeshadows and highlighters. We have 3 serums, 3 different shades, glow serums for the skin. We're ever expanding. 3 years later, here we are.
That's amazing. It's amazing to hear you tell that story, because I remember when you posted that video. I remember seeing the thing in the group and everything, and I remember seeing I could still see the video like in my head. It's so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, and I was getting chills as you're saying that, because a lot of times we try so hard to be viral or just to make things happen, and just when you least expected it, you just doing something natural,
right?
Naturally, and look what happened.
Yes.
And it was 2020, so 3 years later, and still booming. What was that process like for you between January and March? What did it take for you to get OMGLO up and running?
I love this question because no one's ever asked me that. And it's something that I really want to help people avoid. Mm-hmm. That's why I've done this course. Those 3 months, I slipped into the most darkest depression I think I've ever can remember experiencing. Mm. I cried myself to sleep many a night. Yeah. I had no idea what I was doing. I'd never aspired to own a cosmetics company. I had to literally learn how to make everything. And I'm by myself. I didn't have any help. I had to learn recipes, make sure I had contracts and things were legal. And I had to set up e-commerce, never heard of e-commerce. Yeah. I had to learn all the lingo, and I did all of this in 3 months. And looking back, I'm like, why didn't anyone stop me? Why didn't anyone stop me? And my poor mom, she could help where she could, but I stayed up. There were days where I forgot to eat. I just wanted to do the very best I could, because I literally didn't think I could do anything else at the time. So the reason why I want to do this course mainly is to help people not be so overwhelmed with the things that they don't know. Yeah. Because I am grateful for the communities that I've had on Facebook to go when I didn't know what I was doing and needed the extra assistance. But to have to like dig for certain bits of information, because not everybody knows what you need. Only you know what you need when you're starting your business. Only you know what you want your business to look like. And you can know all of those things, but not know the resources or the where to go. That's what's crippling.
Right.
So I want so much for people not to experience what I went through.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned the contracts and everything like that, because I've always wondered, when you're dealing with skincare or just cosmetics in general, are there certain licenses that you have to have, or
Um,
just in order to like even sell
it's
it?
a little bit of a gray area, but for me, for peace of mind, for me and my customers, I take that extremely seriously. So I vetted my labs. I vetted all of my vendors. I'm like, have y'all had lawsuits? Have y'all had any type of discrepancies with the chemicals that y'all use?
Yeah.
My product is vegan for that very reason. I try to go after the factories and the labs that are organic.
Yeah.
I want that security and that safety. If you've been, if you have your CDC certificates, cool, even better. Like that's one less thing I got to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know where you get your products. Where are they ethically sourced? Those things are important because it could bite you in the ass later.
Right, right. So as far as you yourself have an OMGLO, do you have to have a special license or a certification in order to even sell it?
I don't, but I make sure that we practice very high sanitation, especially like my mother has an autoimmune. So I have to really be careful with everything. Like with COVID, I'm nuts. I wear gloves, I wear masks, even when I'm working with my product, gloves, mask, lab coat, hairnet. I'm wiping everything down. I'm following, I took a course to learn how to be cleanly, especially when you're working with cosmetics in a laboratory setting, because I converted my space in the downstairs level of my house into a workshop, basically. But everything's stainless steel because, you know, hygiene.
Yeah.
Everything's covered. Whatever I can't work on the stainless steel, it gets covered in plastic and that gets sanitized. It's all about understanding and wanting to protect yourself as best you can. Like in the 3 years that I've done OMGLO, never had a problem with anyone having a reaction to anything I make, unless they're allergic to a specific extract that I don't know nothing about.
Right. That's funny. I always ask my clients, are you allergic to anything? They're like, no, but like, well, we go find out today.
Right. Like I had one client, when I first started, I never forget this. She said, is there any way that you can make this without the chamomile? And I'm like, why would you want me to take chamomile out? Like that's soothing to the skin. She was allergic to it.
Aww.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. And then some people have a cucumber allergy. See it, but it helps to place these things on packaging. And that's another thing. A lot of people just think you can just slap your logo on a package. No, you have to be clear. Lots of people say that my product, when I first started out, that OMGLO is a setting spray. It clearly says finishing on the bottle. I want it to be, there's no miscommunication, there's no misunderstanding what you're holding in your hand.
Nice. What kind of challenges did you face, I guess, in the beginning growing the brand versus the challenges that you have now operating in it?
Starting out, finding packaging was literally, I would have just, if someone could just pull my teeth out with a rusty wrench, it would have probably been less painful.
Oh my God.
That packaging and dealing with China, I never had done that before. It's a breeze now. Communicating with vendors overseas I had to figure it out. But yeah, finding packaging that were up to my standards and for what I wanted for OMGLO and not what was available.
Yeah.
Was hard. It was so hard. But now it's still a bit of a challenge, you know, with COVID and then our administration with the tariffs. You know, there are always new challenges, but you got to just take a breath, relax a little bit, and be flexible. That's like the one thing I've learned the most working my brand is I have had to have more patience. It's probably one of the many reasons why I don't have no kids. I don't have no patience, but I had to develop that muscle. And challenges I have now, pretty much the same, just sourcing products sometimes. And now with COVID, things are taking a lot longer to ship, a lot longer.
Yes.
But now when you're growing, when you're growing a brand, especially with cosmetics, you have to stretch a little bit more. And what I mean by that is, before I was making things by hand, now I have machinery, because I can't do those volumes like I was doing before. Like in the beginning, I could fill 100 and 150 bottles by hand. Try to do that now. Right. Time is of the essence. I might be able to fill 20 bottles right now, but filling 50, 150, no, that's going to take too much time. I need a machine to do that for me now. So I'm scaling with machinery when it comes to making eyeshadows, lip products in the future, packaging. Again, I'm getting palettes developed. Those are the things that I'm having to learn on my way, but it's a lot easier now because I have access to the vendors and the community that I need now.
Right. So if you're with fulfilling orders now, you have a lab, or you still do it?
I still do my fulfillment myself, but I have help from family and some friends, but I have a system now. So it's a lot less strenuous when it comes to fulfillment, because honestly, for me, fulfilling orders is the fun part. I can pour a glass of wine, turn on Netflix or some music or whatever, and just fill boxes and go ahead. It's the making the product that's like, oh God.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the next goal, is to get everything sourced outside. Like go to a lab to have them do my product for me.
And then you could just package it up and...
Yes, I would love nothing more than do fulfillment.
Got you. How do you balance your artistry side with doing OMGLO?
Oh, that's easy. I don't.
I know that's right.
I can't. Like what? And now I'm teaching now. So I said, and now more than ever, because I said before that if I just did students and bridal only, I'd be happy. I could do brides on the weekends, work OMGLO throughout the week, take a couple students here and there. That's my ideal life.
Yeah.
But because I want to go back to photography. I had to let that go for a while because OMGLO took over my life. But I'm like, I miss my camera. My photography was my first love. I picked up a camera way before I picked up a tube of lipstick.
Right.
So I wanna go back to that. And like Danessa figured it out, so I know I can.
Right. I guess with building your ideal team of people to help you, so it can start to run without you really being there, I guess. Is the goal. What kind of people do you need, though, like on your team, in order for that to happen?
Oh, I don't even know. Product, I guess production director, I would need that person. A marketing team, because
so right now you do all of that, the marketing and...
I do everything by myself. I make the product, I ship the product, I design. I design all the social media, some of the packaging I've done myself. I deal with the vendors myself. It's a balancing act, but I do what I can in a day, and tomorrow's a new one. So just try to keep going as you can. And I just have to realize I can't do everything myself. So delegating is something I still to this day struggle with, but I have no choice now. I have to.
For me, that's why I'm curious to know how you do it, because I feel like you're on like a grand scale, girl.
I do have an assistant. With COVID, I had to put her on ice. I feel a little, but when everything flourishes again, I'll be able to hire out a lot more. I'll be able to be like, hey, you process orders.
Yeah.
Hey, you mix the pigments today. Hey, you make the run to the printer. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, definitely. What kind of assistant do you have? Just like a personal assistant
I
or?
have a virtual assistant at the moment. So customer service, answering the emails, stuff like that, she handles. Processing orders, I just print them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna need one of those soon. Where'd you find yours?
The Philippines.
Oh, nice.
So she's affordable, reliable,
Mm-hmm.
very polite.
Speaks good English.
Yes, very. I mean, sweetest person ever. And because our dollar is so much stronger than theirs,
Mm-hmm.
you can afford. I can afford to pay them a what we consider below
Yeah.
minimum wage is a decent wage in the Philippines.
Did you go through an agency or something?
A friend of mine who uses several of them, she recommended the website to me. I cannot recall the name of it, but I will give it to you.
Yeah, let me know because I'll put it in the show notes too, just in case anybody else is looking for, that
Yeah,
sort of.
there's amazing virtual assistants. What is it? PH Online Jobs or something. I'll find it. But yes, very, very, and the best part about it is that they come to you for the job opportunity. You may post the listing, but when I tell you I was overwhelmed by people just saying, "Hey, here's my resume. Hey, like," and you set up your own interviews. I loved every minute.
Okay. I definitely need to do that for sure. Yeah. Now, for people who are interested in developing their own products and everything, do you recommend that they kind of go the route of like, just like kind of like what you did, just trying things from scratch? Or do you think they should have some kind of product development or take some kind of course in like cosmetic chemistry in order, or does it depend on what they're trying to make?
It depends on what they're trying to make and where their bandwidth is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I mean is, for me, this was accidental DIY. I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to do everything by hand.
Yeah.
So if I had the budget, I would have definitely hired a lab to make my product for me. But I didn't have that. So if I wanted to do this and I wanted to be good up to my standards and to be up to the standards of anything that sits on a shelf at your Ulta or your Sephora, I had to learn what it would take to get there. So I took classes, I read books, I joined forums, I did the research. Mm-hmm. So it just depends on what you want for your products. And you don't have to sell cosmetics. This doesn't even have to stop at beauty products. It could be, I see people on Etsy that sell elderberry, like mm-hmm. supplements to boost the immunity system. I see women selling stuff for vaginal health. Mm-hmm. I see people selling things like it could be your t-shirt brand. Right. As long as you take pride in what you're doing and pay attention to things like packaging. I really feel like for me, when it comes to packaging, there were no outlets for education on packaging. I think that most people just rely on their graphic design team for that. And I'm like, that's why there's no conversation, because we just think all we need to do is buy some bubble mailer envelopes or a plain box, stick our stuff on it, and that's good enough. And no, it really, it can be, but you can be better. And there was, like I said, there was no education on that for me. So I really took time to develop my brand design for packaging.
Nice. How do you feel about the different like OMGLO dupes that you've seen like pop up?
Some of them, most of them are adorable. Like, I see what you tried to do here. You're a bigger brand, you got bigger money, and you didn't even try. Yeah. So it's fine. That's cute. And then there are times where I'm like, okay, now you could have just paid me and I'd have sold you the formulation, the idea. You could have just paid me. You had to steal. You really had to do that and then think that people weren't going to notice.
Right.
That's the part that was.
I remember when I first started seeing them pop up and I was like, that ain't the same thing. That look watery. Like, that's not the same.
I love that people who are supporters of OMGLO will send me video of them at another store with something that's similar to Oh My Glow and just have a nice little cackle at that brand's expense.
Because it is laughable.
It is. It really is. Like and then what happened with one of the major brands, like I think this was like a year or so ago, and how lots of the magazines were asking me to comment because I honestly didn't care.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me because one, I knew it was going to happen because
it's amazing. It's an amazing product.
Thank you. I knew it was going to happen because it's not unheard of that colonizers love to pull DNA out of things that they think are better from us. Like it's not
never an original idea, but
it's like it's what colonizers do. It's fine. It's not fine, but I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And what's another thing that makes me feel good, and this is just my petty talking, is when I read the comments of those other brands and say like, hey, you should just go over to Oh My Glow.
Yeah.
This is not that. You should just come over here. That's always like a nice stroke to the ego.
Right. It's really cool when you have those people who like are die-hard supporters. Like you don't even have to fight your battles anymore. You just
I don't.
let them do it for you. That's what's up. What's one of your proudest moments so far when it comes to Oh My Glow?
Beyonce's Bigger video and Spirit video.
Ooh.
Just thinking about that. We're coming up on a year.
Uh-huh.
I was sitting right in this very room, and I was sitting at my desk, and I had my phone in my hand because it kept buzzing. It kept going off, and I don't even remember why I was here. I don't even remember the reason why I was in the office, but I finally got frustrated. I looked at my phone, and I kept seeing this beautiful melanated model and Beyonce's name above the picture. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I kept scrolling, and I finally tapped it. And when you tap on Instagram, you can see all the brands that are tagged on that post. And I saw AJ Crimson, I believe Janessa, and then mine was towards the bottom. Oh My Glow was towards the bottom. And I was like, wait, what? I was so confused because, we don't always read the caption.
Right.
We don't always read the caption. So I was like, I don't understand. And then I swiped, because it was the makeup artist, Camilla, shout out to you, in California, amazing person, love her. She took video of the models, or the dancers rather, from the music video of Spirit.
Yeah.
And I kept swiping, and then I read the caption, and she tagged all the brands that she used, and then she highlighted Oh My Glow, responsible for the glow on one of the dancers, and I couldn't move. I literally remember like not being able to find enough strength to get out of my chair. I just couldn't believe that. Now, Beyonce has not worn my product. I'm fine with that. But I mean, I don't know. But I can proudly say that I got all the way to a set of a music video for Beyonce Knows Carter.
Yeah.
I would have something that I still make with my two hands, weekly basis.
Yeah.
Found its way to a Beyonce set, found its way on the face of Mariah Carey, found its way on the body of Cardi B, Lettucey, Lynn Whitfield, icon Lynn Whitfield. Yeah. Those are the moments that I really have to, I don't pat myself on the back a lot because I'm so busy, but there are days where I'm like, wait a minute, Mariah Carey has worn one of my products. The glow on the dancers of this Spirit and Bigger video, by way of Beyonce, have my product on.
Let it sink in.
It's like you gotta take a second.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're doing stuff on the scale that you're doing things.
Yes.
You have to take a moment to appreciate where you are, celebrate those moments that happen, because before you know it, you're just going.
There are times where I forget to celebrate, but I had no choice watching that bigger video. Watching the bigger video, I had no choice because I sobbed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dope. Now I think you posted sometime last year, or maybe, girl, my years be getting mixed up, but I saw that Oh My Glow hit 100K.
Yes, that was what was that? My 1 year? Yes, when I 1 year into Oh My Glow, I made $100,000 and didn't realize it until it was funny. I was in a meeting with my financial team because he's in Chicago, I'm here. And he was like, oh, okay, you had a pretty good 2018, because I just celebrated 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, you're financially, Oh My God, did really well. And I'm like, oh, yeah, really? He's like, yeah, you did about $100,000.
Like, hello?
I said, what? So yeah, you made 100,000. One more time.
Let it sink in.
I did not know that. And this is when, like, building your team, like, you having an accountant, he told me that, and I literally was like, I had no idea I did that.
What do you think it is that people love so much about Oh My Glow?
It's for them. It is for them. It is for everyone. I made something that would fit everyone, but I kept women of color at the forefront of my mind, because I, as a woman who wears makeup, I like to look my best self. And for me, that's glowing. If I'm radiant, I feel good. I feel better. I know that I'm healthy. And that's what Oh My Glow provides. It provides that little boost of like, oh man, my skin is looking just so effervescent right now. And that just does something to your spirit.
So was there a special strategy that you had for hitting that number, or you was just operating in your business?
I was on I just focused. I was like, let me do what I know. I had no idea what I was doing. So me making $100,000, I had no idea I'd done that. Like, no clue. So I didn't have a strategy. And sometimes when you're operating the way that some of us small or us indie brands operate, you'd be surprised how far we get with what you think we have. Like, just yesterday, I saw a post from the founder and the creator of the Lip Bar. She just said, I don't remember her name. She said that until 2019, just last year, Lip Bar had no marketing budget. Think about that. No, the Lip Bar.
Right.
The Lip Bar is in Target.
That's what I was saying. Like, what?
Globally sold. The Lip Bar. 2019 was not that long ago.
Right.
Had no marketing budget.
Why?
That's amazing.
She just didn't.
She's just like, we figured it out.
I know, that's right.
And won't a Black woman do it?
Because I feel like when products speak for themselves, they kind of like sell themselves. So it's like you don't really have to.
I mean, she has a budget now, but to 2019, she's like, Lip Bar didn't have a marketing budget. And then you see brands like Message in a Bottle. Like, these are brands where the branding, the identity of the product speaks for itself, and the people who know and love and appreciate what it is that we've built support us and will share us. And that's the goal. That's the marketing right there.
And for people who have, I guess, an idea in their head and they want to start developing products, what are like the top, I guess, 3 or whatever tips that you can give them, like where should they start?
I would say Google is the homie.
Google is the homie, yes.
Like, you're going to find a lot of things by just researching. Community. You definitely are going to need a community of people that have gone through what you're about to experience and who can offer insight and help when you need it. So I found an amazing community on Facebook, Build Brand Launch.
Oh, yes.
Chock full of amazing Black owned businesses. Like I don't know what I would have done without that community of people. Like I found such solace in that place. It was like when everything got nuts and I didn't know where to go, that's where I went. And there was always someone that would help me with what I needed help with.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't matter what it was. I remember there were plenty of times where someone would stop what they were doing, get on a Zoom call with me and walk me through whatever was about to have me slitting my wrists. It was just, and I mean, and they just wanted me to feel like I could do what I thought I couldn't.
Right.
And it was perfect strangers. Like, so community is that. And lastly, probably a class, not probably, definitely classes. Invest in your education.
Mm-hmm.
And tell you what an education will provide, because when you're feeling, for me, I can't really speak for everybody, but when I'm feeling overwhelmed or like my mindset is starting to slip, I'm feeling like this doubt, I realized that the best way to combat that is with knowledge. If I'm afraid of something, it means I don't understand what it is I'm afraid of. So let me find out information about this particular thing that I'm struggling with so I can learn it and battle it. If I don't understand how to design my product, if I don't know how to design or a layout for a bottle, the best thing I can do is go to somebody who does.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that you said classes, education, because I'm such a firm believer in education.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really thought about it in that way of if you doubt yourself about something, then learn about it so you won't have to doubt yourself about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm one of those people that when I want to do something, I almost feel kind of weird moving forward without doing a class. And even with doing this podcast, I had to, it's certain things that I feel like you have to have a real serious conversation with yourself too, because it's like, if you know how to do something, is it your doubt or is it like you're trying to self-sabotage yourself?
Right.
The podcast, I was like, I need to do this course. I was going to do this course to learn how to like launch the whole thing and everything. But I was like, girl, first of all, you know how to do this. You know how to edit. You know how to do the podcast. Now, for people who want to get into creating beauty products and they want to know the ins and outs of product development and everything like that, I know that you have something very special coming up that I would love for you to share with the Friends in Beauty community.
Yes, I am. After much demand, people were just asking me, berating me to host a class.
Yeah.
I am now doing a 6-week course to teach people how to product develop their brand. Now, what that means is, I don't care what it is that you're making.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It could be tea, it could be cookies, it could be pajamas. It doesn't have to be a cosmetic.
Okay.
I'm going to teach people what they need to build their brand from start to finish. The things that they need to know in order to get through the journey without having to do all of that work that I had to do in the first year and a half of OMGLO.
I love that. So what can they expect to gain by the end of the 6 weeks?
Okay, so we're going to do, every week there's going to be different topics. We're going to talk about how to find vendors, how to speak to those vendors, how to vet those vendors. Because especially if you're working with vendors overseas, there's a little bit of a different way of communicating with them. Not so much as far as like language barriers, because there is that, but there is certain requirements. Like, you need to be able to communicate with them, sizing, specs, paper finishes, ink finishes. You need to be able to talk those points to your vendor in a way that they meet your demands. I want to talk about how to find a lab, how to visit those labs, and how to have like a walkthrough when you're interviewing people that are going to be making your product for you. Fulfilling is a big deal. And I have never seen a class, a course, an ebook, nothing on how to properly fulfill. So many people are learning how shipping works on the fly. I had to, and it's frustrating. Shipping is frustrating, and you gotta get it right or it's gonna cost you. We're going to go through all of those things. We're going to talk about design, how to hire graphic designers, how to design your own product if you have to do it yourself. Want things to be cost effective for your budget because not everybody has the same budget. We're going to go through all of those things.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
Thank you.
That sounds amazing. Sounds like it's been a long time coming.
I mean, I guess because I didn't think about doing anything like this.
Yeah.
You guys told me you needed it. So I'm like, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
But this is me and my not understanding how digital classes work. I've never done something on this scale, but shout out to MMU, Diana Robinson. We had to, she broke it down for me. And this is like having a coach, having community. If you don't know somebody, you better find someone that can help you, because you can do it if you have the vision to do whatever it is that you want. You can't do it by yourself. You do need someone to stand next to you.
I'm glad you said that, because coaching, I don't know what I would do without coaching.
Ooh.
I would be stuck. I would be depressed. I probably would have gave up by now, for real, if I didn't have a coach.
Yes, coaching is something that's vital to business owners, and some of people who we admire most, they have coaches, several.
Yes, for different things.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So how can people sign up for this amazing course and find out more information?
The course, you can basically go onto my Instagram, which is Joelle Phillips, JoellePhillips, and click on the link in the bio. It'll take you to my link tree, and all of the information is listed there. You can click the sign up. I believe it's the last button for the 6-week course. Early bird, unfortunately, sold out already.
Good.
That was actually kind of like shocking, but all the early bird seats are gone, and all of the members of this class are going to be my founding members. So you guys are going to get treated like royalty. There's going to be extra gifts that you guys will learn. You're going to be getting this introductory rate of $197. It is an investment, but
that's a steal.
It is in comparison to what it's going to cost in September when I relaunch.
Oh, y'all hear that now. So if this is something that you've been interested in for a while, $197 for that it's a steal. Like
6-week course. You guys we're gonna have community. I'm gonna answer all of your questions. I'm gonna really take you under my wing and teach you some of the things, a lot of the things that no one is teaching. And I don't get why, but I don't know. But I'm here now.
Yeah. Some people might not teach it because they don't think that it's really a thing that's needed for real. It's like, well, I figured it out, so they could figure it out.
No, I wasted, like, if I could have had a course like this when I started, oh my God, OMGLO,
I would have been in there
farther than it is now. I mean, I got pretty far starting where I started, and a lot of people, I've met a lot of people that look at me and are like, you made this. You made all of these and you still take clients? Wait, you ship yourself and you still have brides?
Right.
It's like, and you make this product and your product has gotten on which red carpet by which famous makeup artist? What? It's like that. So I've gotten far by what I've learned on my own, but it had someone taught exactly what I'm about to show everybody else, I would have, oh my God, light years, leaps and bounds.
Definitely.
Further.
Right. And I always tell people too, if it's something that people are constantly asking you about, then obviously it's some value there.
Yes.
It's something you should look into. So even if you don't, make products or anything, if somebody's always asking you, how you do your brows? Girl, you always do your brows so good. Like, maybe you should do a brow course, or maybe you should, that's something that you should look into. So I always tell people that.
That's true.
Now, with everything that you have going on, how do you stay like mentally tough? Like, how do you keep your mindset together and not like lose it every second with everything that you got going on?
I try to remember to breathe. I go to therapy. This business like made me have to sit and talk to somebody.
Okay.
OMGLO broke me. I take naps. I try to like really listen to my inner voice, my myself, like, Joelle, sit down. Joelle, it's time to stop. I will get into the kitchen and cook something.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about self-care for me. I will steam my face if I'm feeling stressed. I'll play with my dog, who's probably really mad at me right now. I'll rub on Cora for a little bit. I try to stay mentally tough. I read a lot of law of attraction, and I try to like fix, because I struggle with mindset like anyone else, but I look into ways to strengthen it. Watch a lot of YouTube. I follow a lot of influential people in business that help, because sometimes you need that kick in the butt. Be like, okay, it's okay to do nothing.
Yeah.
I need to be told sometimes it's okay to do nothing.
That's what I love about this time a little bit. It's like, I'm doing stuff, but it's not like the pressure.
Right. The pressure's off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pressure's really off.
Now, one thing I forgot to ask about the course, is this more so for people who have an idea in mind already, or is there an aspect of the course that'll kind of help them figure out what they want to develop?
Love this question. It's actually for both.
Okay.
This course, let me back up. If you have a product in full development already, you have a brand, you're good with everything, but you want to source different vendors or have access to better vendors, or maybe you want better shipping branding.
Mm-hmm.
I have an ebook called the Product Building Guide. That is going to be more for you. That one is 27, and it's also available on my Instagram link. You can just click on that, and that's going to help you develop and maybe even redesign a few things if you want. Or like I said, if you're just looking for a way to have a better idea of how you should fulfill your packaging or design anything, that's going to be the guide for you. Now, the course, if you have an idea and you're not sure where to start, or you're at the beginning stages of building a brand, but you don't have packaging, you don't have a vendor for certain crucial things that you need, you don't know where to go, my course is for you as well.
Gotcha. Is it like a what is it called? Like self-paced course, or is it like a live, you meet every week and go through the content?
It's going to be a live every Wednesday. The first one is going to be this coming Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're going to come in every week live. I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to show you guys some layouts of a few things. I'm going to teach how to properly source your own vendors. I'm going to provide some vendors that I love, but I believe in contingency plans. Everyone should have a contingency plan. And there's a lot of things that people don't know when ordering from overseas. Like, did y'all know that China takes the entire month of February off?
Girl, stop.
See?
It's a holiday.
Nothing gets produced in China. Nothing.
I kind of like that though. My birthday's in February. I'll be chilling.
It'd be lovely, but like some people who are smaller businesses, when I found that out,
yeah,
I wanted to die, because that speeded up the process of having to order things by like 7 days, and I had maybe 4. So it's like, oh my God, no one told me China takes vacations regularly, and it's not just the entire month of February. There are other holidays that are obscure to the United States we would never know about. But when you have a small business and your business has to stop because your manufacturer is closed because they partying.
The little things,
right? Calendar, that launch calendar.
Yes. So when did you say this course kicks off?
The 27th, which is this coming Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Okay. So for people who are hearing this episode after, I guess the 27th,
yes,
you'll still have an opportunity. Is this something you think you're going to continue?
Oh, absolutely. I've already picked out that we're going to come back in September. So I'm going to take August off, reformulate everything. So it'll probably be more like a module concept come September. Not sure. We might do a live. Not really sure yet on that, but we're definitely coming back in September. But of course the investment will have changed a little bit.
Yeah, of course. Because you if they don't jump on this, like the people that know about this right now,
Mhm.
that is like a steal. Anyways, they're
I'm
gonna get
gonna,
so much
I'm gonna
value
go on
from it.
live a little later today and like make a formal, pretty much exactly what we're doing right now. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much gonna go on live and talk about answer questions because people have questions.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, thank you so much, Joelle. This has been amazing. Like, I've learned so much about you because I feel like we've known each other, like, Instagram world, and we've seen each other a few times in person, but really getting to know your story and learn more about OMGLO and what you have coming up I'm just so excited. I'm so happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. But before you go, I have to ask you some Friends in Beauty rapid fire questions.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still trying to figure out if I'm going to call them rapid fire, but whatever comes to your mind first, just give it to me.
Okay.
All right. What are the top 3 keys to your success?
Patience, prayer, coffee.
Yes, patience, prayer, and coffee. Love it. How do you measure your success?
Money. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie.
Hey, that's
Money.
perfectly fine.
Money. I love money. I love seeing what I can grow with it. I can scale my business to make it better with it. I
Mm-hmm.
can take care of my mother with it. I can take care of my family. I can take care of my dog. I can take care of me. Yeah, money.
And that's the affirmation. I love money.
I love money.
Start saying that, people. I love money.
And do not be ashamed of it. Do not let people make you feel bad about loving a fiscal income because that's just stupid.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Nothing.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
I have no right to complain about the things I choose to deal with.
I love that. Nice.
I
What
said that
advice
I
would
hold on
you?
to.
I love that. What advice would you give to someone who's ready to give up on their dreams of being in the beauty industry?
I would ask why first. And if it makes sense to me why they want to quit based on what they've told me, I will respect their wishes. But if it's coming from a place of fear, then we're going to have a conversation about what you're afraid of, because fear, like I said earlier, is just coming from a place of the unknown. Mm-hmm. And you can always learn something that you don't know. But if you want to quit because it doesn't adhere or align with your life, or it doesn't align with what you need for you, then fine. I'm not going to judge you for that.
Right. I love that. What's a resource that's helped you in your business, whether your artistry or OMGLO, that you can share with the Friends in Beauty community?
Google. Listen, I need a shirt that says Google is the homie. Remember, Jesus is the homie. I need a Google is the homie shirt, because I will go to Google before I bother anybody. If I can't find what I need off of that device, because listen to me, this thing, I don't even have to type no more. All I gotta do is speak into the mic.
Okay.
And ask my questions.
So true.
I love Google.
I love Google too. And I think it's like a resource that people underestimate.
And I don't know why.
It's you can certainly Google this and find out this information.
How many people ask me questions that Google got for, like, why are y'all bothering me?
Ask Google or ask Siri, because she seemed to know a lot too.
I talk to her more than I talk to my dog. I talk to Siri like, hey girl, what time is it in China? Because I need to know.
Siri, does China have any holidays I need to know about?
I don't get why people don't use. I have so many friends that will bother me on stuff, and I'm like, you know, Google has the answer. Why are you asking me?
Yep. I do the same thing. So the last one, yes. I want you to fill in the blank.
Okay.
Say, my name is blank, and the key to longevity and success is blank.
My name is Joelle, and the key to success and longevity is patience. Patience is the key.
Yes.
You have to know that what you want, your goals, all of those things will happen, but you just have to stay the course of that journey and be patient because it will come.
Nice. Before you go again, let everybody know where they can find you and connect with you.
JoellePhillips.com or on Instagram. I am there all the time. Joelle Phillips is my @ You guys can email me at joelle@joellephillips.com. Everything's under my name, guys. Like literally every single thing. This was so fun. This was
fun. I know this is going to be bomb. Thank you so much.
Oh, I forgot. OMGLO Cosmetics is spelled OMGLO. It's an acronym, guys. Yes. Cosmetics.com. If you want to purchase any of my glow products, OMGLO Cosmetics.
Awesome sauce. Thank you, Joelle.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty, and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find this show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, #Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.